local heroes. Sports, shorts, event reports, news you'll use on every sport. Celebrations and on location.
Plugged In, the TV show with what you want to know, what you need to know, and what you'd like to know about what's going on in your town this week.
It's plugged in, plugged into your life, plugged into here and now. Yeah.
Get plugged in on your local cable station.
On this episode of Plugged In, I will be visiting the Fraser's Mills Fish Hatchery with Daryl Moran. Then I will be checking in with student placement officers Elisa McGilvery and Kim Fagier to see what jobs are out there for students this summer. Afterwards, Jen McDonald will be telling about the swimming programs in and around the Antigonish area. Finally, Festival Antigonish is starting, and Marjorie McCaddy will be letting us know what's happening at Bauer Theatre this summer. Come on, let's get plugged in.
What is Five at the Door? Five at the Door is an all-original comedic sketch program that can be found appearing on Bragg Communications The View at various dates throughout the summer. Who are Five at the Door? Five at the Door are five very strange college students who feel the need to entertain the county at their own humiliation. Five at the Door also includes a large crew of additional players who share in the same goal. Five at the Door. All summer long. Only on The View.
I'm here in Fraser's Mills. I'm going to be chatting with Daryl Moran, who manages the facility here, the fish hatchery. I'm going to go see if I can find Daryl right now. Hello, Daryl. Welcome to the show. How long have you been the manager here at Fraser's Mills Fish Hatchery?
Manager, I've been here since 1994. I became manager at this site, yeah.
And what are the things that go on here at Fraser's Mills day to day?
Day to day? Well, generally I should explain a little bit about the hatchery. What we do here is we stock about 200 lakes from this particular hatchery in the eastern half of Nova Scotia. In general, we put out about 300,000 what we call fall fingerlings. These are six-month-old fish that we stock in the fall of the year. As well, we put out about 150,000 yearling speckled trout. And in addition, about 70,000 rainbow trout are stocked in about 20 different sites around the province. This is the only facility in the province that has brood stock. We have on site here, we have brood stock, speckled trout, a number of different strains, sea trout, brown trout, landlocked salmon. The rainbow trout that we grow here, we import the eggs from Ontario in the fall of the year, and we keep them on site here about a year and a half prior to stocking. The site itself, it's a busy place at times. It's different every season of the year. Fish are spawned here in late October, early November, and we generally get we can get 5-6 million eggs here per year. The eggs are kept in the hatchery over the winter, and they hatch in the spring. In the spring of the year, stocking program is ongoing, and as space becomes available outside, we move the fry outside to grow. They grow quite quickly. They actually double their weight about every 10 days to 2 weeks. So it's a constant battle to make space available for them. These fish are fed, the fry fed about 7 times a day. The larger fish are fed twice a day. So it's a busy place. All these raceways have to be kept clean. And because the public is here, we like to keep the site looking well.
Now, if I were a young speckled trout, what would be my journey from when I'm an egg to when I grow up?
Okay. Well, as I mentioned with the speckled, they're spawned in usually the first 2 weeks of November. Most of the fish are ready. All the females at that time, they have to be checked each day to see if they are ready to be spawned. Once the eggs are laid down in November, there's quite a bit of handling that has to take place. Any dead eggs have to be removed on at least once a week, and at this particular site, all the silt has to be kept off the eggs. And then through the winter, they develop, and once they get to the stage where they're eyed, they can be handled. I'll say eyed. This is a stage where you can't see the eyes. The embryo inside the egg has developed to that point, and we'll. Actually, I should have mentioned that at that time we supply a lot of eggs to fish and game clubs around the province, and what they have what we call incubation boxes, and each of these, they're a small unit, perhaps a refrigerator-sized unit, with a material inside, a hatching medium that we can put the eggs on. And depending on the club, some of these clubs get anywhere from 50,000 to 250,000 eggs, and the eggs will develop and hatch in this box. And when they're ready to feed, when the fry have developed to the stage where they're going to feed, the clubs then spread them out to sites that have been identified as needing some enhancement. And it works out quite well. And last year we provided over 1.5 million eggs for this program. So that's why we have, as you'll see up above here, that's why we have so many brood stock. In addition, this facility provides eggs for the other hatchery in Queens County that looks after the southern and western part of the province, McGowan Lake Fish Hatchery. And last year they received close to 2 million eggs from here, and right now they've got those fry on hand.
What other programs are you running here at Fraser's Mills?
In addition to the incubation box program that I mentioned, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a sideline, but it's not the main reason why we're here. As I mentioned, we have a fall fingerling stocking program where we do about 90 sites in the fall of the year with 3 to 4 inch fish. Perhaps we're most visible in the spring of the year when we're stocking catchable size fish throughout the eastern half of Nova Scotia. With that, we have again about close to 90 sites with that we stock with speckled and rainbow trout. We also stock for a number of these fishing derbies, tournaments, and that sort of thing. You'll see advertised around the province, and we generally provide catchable size fish, and in addition, our brood stock that we spawned the previous years. We provide them for those types of thing as well. Also, in the spring of the year, we tend to, at this site, each pond tends to be have its maximum number of fish all the time. Right. So the bottleneck in the whole system is July and August, when the water gets quite warm, and the carrying capacity of the pond is such that they only carry about 25,000 to 30,000 fish in each. So in the spring, we tend to raise surplus fry, and a lot of years we can put out as many as 1 million fry out of this site. We tend to ask some of the fish and game clubs to help us with that in the distribution, and if it's done properly, it works really well. You can put these fry in different feeder streams going to the different lakes, and we put up quite a few sea trout in that program. Just last week we stocked Lake Ainslie down in Cape Breton, or I guess it's Inverness County, with about 75,000 sea trout. A number of the different streams that run into the Lake Ainslie were stocked with them. So it seems to have an impact. You don't notice it right away. It's not you don't have fishermen coming in and catching the fish right away. It's something that you notice a few years later where you've got returns. So it's a program in particular. I particularly get a lot of satisfaction out of that. Yeah.
Now, where might we be able to find some fish from your hatchery around Antigonish, Pictou, Guysborough areas?
Okay, there's a number of sites that we stock in these 3 counties. I wouldn't name them all right now, but certainly people, if they're interested in finding out where we stock in these counties, they could give me a call here at the fish hatchery, or they could contact our office in Pictou. We do publish our spring stocking list in the Herald every spring. In addition, we have it available to the public on their request. Our fall stocking list is not published per se, but if people are curious and they want to find out, we can inform them where we stock in the fall of the year.
Okay, and do you want to go fishing right now?
Well, it's almost lunchtime, so it sounds like a good idea to me.
Well, that wraps things up down here at Fraser's Mills Fish Hatchery. Let's go. I've also recently had a chance to catch up with Alicia McGilvery and Kim Fugier. They're the student placement officers for the town and county of Antigonish. Let's go see what they're up to. Welcome to the show, Kim and Alicia. What are you guys doing here today at the post office?
Well, today we set up an information booth for the public to see our services and to give out information to students. We're located on St. Andrew Street, which is not on the main street, so oftentimes people don't know our location and are unfamiliar because we change every year. So we decided to set up here, and we get lots of traffic in and out, and people see what what services we provide.
Okay, and I see some coffee and some cinnamon rolls, pardon me.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on there?
Kim, do you want to explain?
Okay, well, today we're, because we're set up here trying to get out to the public and notifying them what we're doing. This week is a special week. We're having Hire Student Week, and it's a week where we're trying to get out to employers where we're located and to hire a student. There's so many students out there looking for work. So.
And what other big projects do you guys have on the go for the summer?
Okay. Well, we have Hire Student this week, and also we have Odd Job Week coming up in July. And then there's Senior Appreciation Week, and that's one other thing that we're getting prepared for now. With the coffee and the cinnamon buns, we're raising money for Senior Appreciation Week, which is a week where we pay students to go out and work for seniors for free.
Right.
So all the money that we raise goes towards that.
Sounds like a good cause.
Yes, it's a very good cause.
What are some of the more popular jobs in the Antigonish area? I see that you have over 100 full-time, filled-to-date jobs.
Yeah.
What would some of those jobs encompass?
A lot of those jobs that we get calls for, like the odd jobs that are more popular, household owners call us, and they could be mowing lawns, doing house cleaning, yard work, landscaping, painting, even some odd jobs such as like driving someone to Halifax or planting potatoes, and they're really good jobs. A lot of employers, it will be for an hour, can go for a week, 2 weeks.
Go on.
And sometimes they lead into full-time jobs, which is really good, and they pay good too.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing an awful lot of great work. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's fine. Yeah, we have a ball tournament coming up in July, the first weekend in July, 3rd and 4th, and that's also to raise money for Senior Appreciation Week. And you can contact our office at any time. We're at St. Andrew Street, and our number is 863-5005.
Okay.
Please come down and visit us, and we're there from 8:30 to 4:30 Monday to Friday.
Okay. So from down at the post office with some student employment officers, this is Aaron McDonald for The View.
Oh, there's nothing to do. Boring. I hear ya. Wow, I'm from the Cool Zone. Cool Zone? Where you make it happen. Sounds cool. Let's jump to it. Wow. This is cool. Meet new friends. It's fun. You're in the zone. I can do it, and you can too. Jump to it, Atlantic Canada. Sharing a healthier future with participation.
I'm here on West Main Street, where I'm going to be trying to find Jen McDonald, who's the aquatic supervisor for the county of Antigonish. I'm going to go see if we can get some questions answered by Jen. Welcome to the show, Jen. What is your position, and how long have you been doing that?
I'm the aquatic supervisor for Antigonish County Recreation. I've been doing this particular position for about 3 months now, but I've been working in aquatics for about 5 years.
And how do you get certified to do the job that you're doing?
It's kind of two different approaches. One, to be a water safety instructor, I had to take 2 courses for that, and which was WSI 1 and 2, which have changed since it's a new program now. I've also taken my nationals and Bronze Cross, Bronze Medallion to become a lifeguard. So that's what I have.
Okay. And what are some of the programs that you're going to be taking care of this summer for Antigonish?
Monday, our pool learn to swim starts on Monday, and that's just basically going through the different levels between 1 and 12. And I have 12 instructors who will be working with me as well, and they take care of all the teaching, and I just kind of do the supervising.
Right. Now, a lot of people would be familiar with the old Red Cross program with the yellow, orange, blue, green, gray, white. And I know that the program has changed. So what's been updated, and how is the new program different?
Well, I feel that the program has changed for the better from the Red Cross program, the Colors program, to the new AquaQuest program. Right now, we are focusing more not just on the swimming skills that we learn, but also safety skills such as rescue breathing, Heimlich maneuver, boat safety, ice safety, just things like that. There's more emphasis on the safety of yourself and others, not just swimming skills.
If the kids missed out on the first program that's going to be run out of the pool, what else can they do to get involved in a swimming program?
Well, if they're from the county, we have various locations around the county that we're offering Beach Learn to Swim. Right. One starts July 20th to August 4th, and that's at Bayfield and Cape Jack. Another one starts on August 6th, and that runs to the 20th of August, and that will be at Loch Harbour and Pumpkett, Airseg, and Cape George. Okay, and what people would be running those programs, and how do they learn to become instructors? They'll be more or less the same people who are working for us at the pool. Same kind of deal. You just get your instructors, and you can come work for us.
Okay. How would you go about becoming an instructor? Like, is there a number to call, or are you the person to get in touch with?
They can get in touch with me. I do the instructor courses in Antigonish. There will be an Aqua Leaders course, which is now a prerequisite for your instructor course, and that will be in December. I'm not too sure of the dates yet, but check back. We'll have some advertisement on that. And also, there will be an instructor course in January, and I'll be in charge of that as well.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having us. From down here at the Municipal Building, this is Aaron McDonald for The View. We're here at Bauer Theatre, where we're going to be interviewing Marjorie McCaddy. She's the Director of Public Relations for Festival Antigonish. Let's go inside and have a chat. Welcome to the show, Marjorie. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Aaron.
How long have you been the Director of Public Relations for Festival Antigonish?
I'm entering my 9th year now, my 9th season. I started in 1990.
And what are the plans for Festival Antigonish this summer?
We plan to be extremely busy. We have 7 plays. We have 3 on the main stage. 2 are opening at the first of the month. The Business of Murder is a murder mystery by Richard Harris, a British playwright, and that opens. It previews on July the 1st, and it opens on Friday, July the 3rd. And we have a play by Norm Foster. Now, this is our 5th play by Norm Foster. And if anyone's familiar with Norm Foster, they know that he's a hilariously funny man. And Norm Foster's play is being rehearsed as we speak, not as we speak, but a few minutes before we started speaking. Yes. And this is the set that we're using for Norm Foster's play. And it's a comedy, of course. And then later on in the month of July, we have our first children's performance of More Munch. And that takes place at 11 o'clock in the morning. And it runs until 12, from Tuesday to Friday each day of the week. Now, I have to backtrack a little bit. Our opening, The Business of Murder and Drinking Alone are being rehearsed right now. The previews are for The Business of Murder is Wednesday, July the 1st. And the preview for Drinking Alone, the comedy, is on Friday, July the 2nd. The official opening of the festival is The Business of Murder, and that's on Friday night, July the 3rd. And the official opening for Drinking Alone is Saturday, July the 4th. Now, that's a lot of activity in a short period of time.
Yes.
And as I said, later on in the month of July, we have the opening of the children's show, and that's on the 7th, More Munch. And on July the 12th, we have the opening of the Red-Headed King, and that's a late night on the late night series, and that's actually a puppet show for adults, believe it or not. Okay. And then later on in the month, there's still more to come.
Right.
We have Marvin's Room, and that opens on July the, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
July the 25th. So we have a lot going on, and in July the 26th, we're going to have a big outdoor concert here in the parking lot. And for the purpose of the concert, we're going to call it St. FX Courtyard.
Who will be performing at the concert?
Daniel LeBlanc is going to be here, and there's going to be a number of local, very good emerging young performers.
Oh, great, great. Any other programs going on here for the summer?
Yes, we have a 5-week summer theater camp for children aged 6 to 18. And that runs through the month of July and August, and members of our professional company instruct these children.
Okay, and if someone were interested in enrolling their children in one of these programs, how would they get in touch with you?
They can call the box office, 867-3333, and they will mail them out a brochure. Or they can call me directly, 867-2100, and they can register their child over the phone.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
Now, this set, I see, where are we exactly right now?
We're right on the main stage of the Bauer Theatre. It's our beautiful thrust stage. This building was renovated 3 years ago, and this is new. And there's it's like shaped in a horseshoe style, and there's no bad seats in the house. All the seats are very good, and all the seats are very comfortable.
Quite a few lights up there. It's almost blinding.
And we have air conditioning.
Yes, that's a
real
big bonus.
Yeah,
big bonus.
Yeah.
Now, for all of your different plays, who are the sponsors?
Well, as you know, it's very expensive to run a theater, and we do have many wonderful corporate sponsors. We also get some help from the government. But the Business of Murder, the sponsor of that is Investors Group. And for Drinking Alone, the sponsor is Wood Gundy. Mm-hmm. And Marvin's Room, which opens later on in the month of July, is a local group, McLeod Group. And they've been with us now for many, many years. I think it's 6 years they've been with us.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
6 years.
And, of course, we have series sponsors as well. The De Maurier Arts sponsor the late night series, and that's those plays take place at 10:30 after the main stage plays, 4 nights a week, or 3 nights a week, and then one matinee performance on the weekends. So De Maurier sponsors the whole series, and then the individual plays have their own individual sponsors. Now, I mentioned the Red-Headed King, which is a puppet show for adults. That's being sponsored by Stacia Terminals from down Port Hawkesbury. And Two More Solitudes, which was written by Sheldon Curry, a local playwright. That's sponsored by the Royal Bank. And I did mention the Celebrity Concert Series, did I? No, I didn't. I just mentioned the concert that we're having.
Right,
in the Courtyard.
Celebrity Concert.
Yes, that's a Celebrity Concert Series. We have a Celebrity Concert Series, and that's the second concert in that series.
Right.
And that's sponsored by Stora Port Hawkesbury.
Okay, great.
And then on the children's series, Sobeys are sponsoring that series this year. The first play is More Munch, and that's sponsored by the Virgin Grain Credit Union. And then we have Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And the nice thing about Goldilocks and the Three Bears is that it was written by our general manager, Amy Melmock. And the music also was written by Amy Melmock.
Okay.
And that's sponsored by Fraser and Hoyt, and Royal Insurance. And the summer theater workshops, summer theater camps, that's sponsored, and it has been sponsored for a number of years now by Esso Imperial Oil. And that's about all for the sponsors. There are many smaller sponsors, too many to mention, but those are the major sponsors.
Okay. Well, Marjorie and I have been working together on another project. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about Festival Talks?
Yes, very soon Festival Talk will be running again. It ran last year. And each week I will be introducing and interviewing a member of the company, a playwright or a designer or an actor. And it's usually quite interesting.
Okay.
It's always quite interesting.
And when can we catch Festival Talks?
7 o'clock on Thursday evenings.
Okay, that sounds great. So from down here at Bauer Theatre and interviewing Marjorie McCaddy, this is Aaron McDonald for The View. That wraps up another episode of Plugged In. I'd like to thank all the guests that were on the show. They helped me out a great deal. And for all the viewers, you can call the view response line. It'll be shown after the show. And I'd like to hear what you think of it. And we'll be seeing you around. And this is Aaron McDonald for Plugged In.